I think people want to know, they're exploring wealth, right? Everybody's on this journey, right? We're in hyperinflation. People want stability. They're looking at, how do I do this? How do I win with the meta economy, the space economy, the crypto economy, the real estate economy, the stock market economy, right? How do I win in these economies? And then there's, the digital winning, and then there's core hard art assets winning, right? Commodities, right? One of the things we did is we dove deeper into farms about two and a half years ago and focused a little bit. I think we saw supply chain and other kinds of issues coming, and when we dove into that. So talk to people a little bit, like, what should they be looking for? What helps them decipher between the myth and the realness?
Well, I can only lead by example. So let's start with that. And when I look at my portfolio, I'm very big into, call it an alternative investment if you want, but I'm more into I like commodities in terms of metals and mining. And when I say that, I specifically look at buying quality, publicly traded mining stocks that are exposed to whatever metal that I'm trying to get exposure to. I really like gold, silver, but I also like zinc, copper. I'll even go as far as oil and gas not being a metal. But I think I don't want to get political.
What's the big one that's in the batteries, like all the electric batteries?
That's lithium. Lithium is a big component. We actually have a lithium company, but I think I don't want to get political with you guys, but it comes down to every conversation on these types of things or at the dinner table. But this is what I think is going on and why there's an opportunity in this space that I've just mentioned. And you have a Fed that, in my mind, does not work for the American people. They work for whatever party's in the White House, and they're completely wrong on all their decisions in my mind. I mean, you had the Chairman Powell in November basically saying that inflation was a transitory phenomenon. It'll pass. Don't worry. And then right before Christmas, he says, "Oh crap, inflation's now a problem." Now you see it in every meeting they're doing. Now you see this interest rate phenomenon going on started with a quarter base points raises. Now we're going up to 50 basis points, and looks like we're going to get 7 or 8 of them for the rest of the year, whatever the number is. But I just don't see how a governing body with our most powerful economy in the entire world, you have the leader behind it, so wrong in his projections or his statements at a certain time that was so critical to the way our economy was going to be heading. And it's simple mathematics, it's simple economics. When you print as much money as been printed in the system over the last 2.5, 3 years, you can't deny that there is going to be a whirlwind of inflation. And I firmly believe that the number that we're currently seeing reported is nowhere close to the actual real number. And we haven't even factored in.
Well, when you look at something as simple as gas is up, 30+% in the last 6 months, right? And people can say, the economy is only inflating by 7%, but you look at simple things, like for us, we sold hay at $160 a ton, and now we sell it at, $340 a ton. You look at, different things that are up 50%, up 100%, up 30%. Tell me what's up 7%. I don't know anything that's up 7 or 8% from 2021. I mean, do you? Like, is there a single product that only raised by 7 or 8%? And that's, when you look at that, that's pretty fascinating.
Everything's affected. You're right. I mean, I don't know a good today that's cheaper than it was 2 years ago. I really don't. But I mean, you're looking at, oil and gas, that's a little bit different because now they're pawning that off on the whole Ukraine-Russia crisis situation, though. So really
it hit before that.
Yeah,
timing wise.
Exactly. So, I think we're in this second inning of this problem, if you want to call it that, this situation that has been created. We haven't seen wage raising and wage prices. The only way you're going to get people back to work. I mean, when was the last time you tried to get an Uber and you couldn't get one, or you were at a restaurant and they were crappy service because no one was working? Well, the only way you're going to get those people back to work is to pay them more. And this isn't something that after you pay them in 6 months from now, say, well, inflation is now coming down, which it won't, by the way, but that's what they're saying. What, are you going to pay them less? Are you suddenly going to say, okay, inflation is under control, we're going to start paying you less? So that's one aspect. And then you have the rents. Rents are going up. and it's not something that in a year's time you suddenly say, okay, well, start paying us less now because everything's in check. No, it's the new norm here is that these things are going up, and we haven't seen the wage or rent increases in the inflation numbers that I can see.
Well, I mean,